Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cantripcast. It's Brandon the DM here, and something you may or may not know about me is I don't like VTTs, virtual tabletop systems. I've used Roll20 and Foundry for D&D and other TTRPG games with my friends, and don't get me wrong, they're fun to use sometimes. Once you figure out the macros and the ins and the outs and the buttons and all the commands, they're worth having, but personally, I've always been more of a fan of theater of the mind for online games and using physical terrain for in-person games. I just haven't found a VTT that really clicked with me and made me want to invest in it as much as I really should. At least, that was my opinion until last night. My friend Pyro, aka the Architect, has been working on a VTT system over the last 6 months by himself that is absolutely phenomenal. He sent me a code for it last night for me to try out, and I'm not going to lie, initially I wasn't too interested because I'm not a big VTT guy, but as soon as I opened it up and started messing around and figuring things out and just seeing everything you can create with it and just how interactive and cool it is, I was instantly bought in. This is not a sponsored video. I just really like the program. It's new. It just got released yesterday. It's still in alpha phase right now, but I really wanted to show it off and just really spread the word about this VTT system. Because like I said, I really think it is one of the next big things in VTTs. At least that's what I think. I fell in love instantly. So today we're going to be checking it out. Alright everybody, here it is. This is the RPG engine, and as soon as I opened it and saw the main menu, I was very impressed and pretty much instantly bought in, because you see that there are high fantasy assets in the front, but if you look through the windows, there's actually these futuristic sci-fi assets in the back if you like, more futuristic games like Starfinder or the Star Wars RPG. There is actually a potato setting if you have a lower end computer and want to run it on that, or if you have a player that isn't a GM but they have just kind of like a basic laptop, they could still probably run it with potato mode. There is a player mode and a game master mode. The player mode is going to be if you are a player that is joining a GM host game, you would click player, you would find your GM's game over here and join them in the game. But as you know, I'm a game master, so we're going to click the game master option so we can really see what this app is all about. I've already got a little test map here named Cantrip, and we're going to go ahead and join that. So initially, right off the bat, this is what you see when you open up your first world, your default world. This is kind of a default test map that you start off with. And I was pretty well instantly bought in with this as well, too, because the art style kind of reminds me of Valheim with the way the text is and, like, the pixelation is on the terrain, the way the trees look, and those sorts of assets. It's basic, but yet has that very nice cartoon-esque vibe to it that everybody knows that I like when it comes to my games. You can tell that there are even active kind of assets going on, like the water that flows over here. You have flames that are constantly going over here. With buildings, you can see smoke coming out of chimneys. The rocks, the trees, the plants, the little pieces, they look great and really bring this basic starting map to life. This is obviously some sort of like, encampment off the side of a beaten path that the party would probably stop at to take a rest overnight. Even if you zoom in on the players, like the NPCs over here that you can drag and drop into the game, just them moving around and just swaying back and forth adds a lot alone and just really brings this all together. If you would like to control one of these NPCs, you can, just simply by clicking on them. You click the play button, you click on one of the NPCs, and there's all these options over here. So you can make them active and ready in combat. They take a combat stance. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see a little better. You can, make it look like he's holding a rifle. You can actually drag and drop a rifle into his hand. Put him in a sneak mode, melee attack options. If you got hit, you can make him look like he got hit. There is a magic blast, so if you kind of point and click where you want a magic blast to go, really cool. You can move them around as well, too. You can adjust the movement speed. So let's put them at, like, full speed, sprint. I would click move and go ahead and move him. And it's really cool. And you can control all of the NPCs like this, and you can select different NPCs or avatars for your players to control as well, just like a VTT, and it's really freaking cool. As you can tell, there is a chat menu over here, so if you have other people playing with you, they can type in here. There's a player list for when people join your games, and then there is a public dice roller. So if I wanted to roll a d20, I would just click a d20 and hit roll, and got a 12. If I wanted to add a modifier, I could, because there's modifiers here, so a d20 plus 5. And I got not a good roll, I got a 7, but still, really cool. Initially, right off the bat, love it. It's great. It looks so, I don't know. The art style really pulled me in. and I was instantly impressed. I instantly loved it more than any VTT that I've really messed with. And I really think this is like one of the next big things. Again, this was made by my buddy Pyro, aka the Architect, and he made this by himself in 6 months, and he has really worked hard on this, and it deserves all the love in the world. But let's look into a little more of what we have here. So let's close out of the dice roller. This scroll out a little bit. So there are some other default maps that you can look at for inspiration. So I'm going to go to the world button here. I'm going to make a new map, hit the plus button. So you can either make a blank template on your own, which we will do that in a little bit, but I'm just going to showcase some of the stuff that Pyro has made on his own, just to show you the, I don't even know, just like the possibilities of this game. So there's a camp, a demo, dungeon, forest encounter, but I want to load the town because, I don't know, I love making town maps. So let's load up this one. We're just going to call it town, hit create map, and it's going to load up. And here we go. And this is what a town would kind of look like. And it looks great. I love this. You can see the smoke that comes out of the chimneys, just the active assets, the fire over here, the lighting, from the shaded lighting where the sun hits, even just the clouds, being able to see the clouds in the sky. The wind blowing the tarps on top of these, just the subtle movements is so nice and such a good touch. Even the torches down here is nice. You got oh my god, there's even like a dwarf down here at the forge standing with an anvil in his hand. It's great. This is fantastic, and I absolutely love it. All the stuff in here is editable, so if you wanted to kind of go in here and mess with some of the settings to figure out how to work the programming on your own before you really built your own thing, you can do that. So you would click the anvil up here, and there are different controls. There's lighting, there's weather for like a fog system if you want to do like a fogs of war type thing. This is the terrain editor, so if I wanted to make the terrain bigger, like so, I can do that. If I wanted to make it smaller, I would hold control, and I can actually make it dip in. I could paint it while I'm going at the same time, so if I wanted to change the color, make it look more grassy, I could click the color. It's already set on green. I'm going to click that. When I do that, it colors it green. Really cool. And then same vice versa. I can lower it down. There are a lot of initial assets to start off with. Even though this is an alpha, there are tons of props. There's custom ones you can actually upload, I believe, that he is working on, where people can make custom assets. Different tons of building assets down here, pre-made buildings, tiles, floors, walls, windows, doors, rooftops. So even if you don't like one of the pre-made buildings, you can even construct your own, which is really, really cool. They have a bunch of fantasy stuff down here as well, too. So, like, here's the futuristic fantasy assets, like this turbine-looking type thing, or whatever this is. Entities, here's all your NPCs that you currently have in the game that you can drop and drag in. So all you would do is click them, and we're going to put this guy right here. So there we go. We've got this little paladin-looking woman standing, looking menacingly, shifting back and forth, and you can even give them, I think it's a weapon. Here we go. So if I wanted to give this paladin a axe, I would click an axe, click, and now this paladin has an axe in their hand. Oops, there we go. Pyro did say that he's actually working on custom character creation for your players. So if they wanted to make like a custom avatar, that's one thing he's working on right now, which is going to be another really cool addition to this. The possibilities for this, I think, are really going to be endless, and it's going to be one of the coolest things that I'm going to spend way, way too much time on just building and using for not even stream games, but even just private games, because this is so cool. In a world of COVID-19 and virtual games, if you want to get close to a classic game setting where you had your physical terrain on the board and using actual pieces, this is the way to go. I'm telling you guys, like I don't know. I really believe that this is going to be one of the next big things in VTTs, especially from somebody that made this on his own from scratch in the span of 6 months. If Pyro grows his team and continues to push this out and reach out to people, this is going to blow up, and I'm super excited for him because this is fantastic. I love it. What else do we have here? We got some visual effects. So it's like lava here, which is kind of horrifying. I can do like a lava waterfall. I have like a magic portal type thing right here. That's cool. I've got a flame. Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. You can actually rotate your assets too. So if I wanted to place this, I could click it there. And if I click it, and there's some adjustment things down here at the bottom, there's a rotation mode, so I could rotate it different ways that I wanted to. I could also turn it that way, make it up to go on the ground. I could spin it this way, and you can do that with all the assets, which is really nice. So just because you place something in a face one way doesn't mean that it's going to be that way forever. You can change everything to your liking. We have, vehicles, sci-fi vehicles, kites, wagons. What else do we have here? Like I said, I just started delving into this last night, and I'm still learning a lot, but just looking at it, I'm thoroughly impressed. Icons, buildings. Let's see. Oops, that's why I'm all the way down here. Yeah, it's fantastic. Personally, there's a lot of assets already. There's enough in this alpha where you could build a lot of maps, and he's only working on adding more. Even for a player end of things, he's working on building character sheets for in-game character sheet creation. And just a lot of really cool things that are going to make this fantastic. He deserves a lot of support for this, especially for somebody that's been doing this on his own for just 6 months. It's great. I give it an A+. I could never do anything like this because I know nothing about, just game creation, coding, or any of that. So to see this, I'm very jealous that somebody has the capability to do all this. Let's go on to another map. Let's look at another one just to see some of the possibilities that we have here. So let's go to map control. Let's go to the maps. We're going to add another one. Let's look at, so that's the town. There's a swamp here, a forest encounter. Here's a dungeon. Let's look at the dungeon actually. I want to look at the dungeon. Okay. So it looks like with this map, either it was he made a new map and he dug the ground in, or it was flat and he raised it up. I'm not exactly sure. That'd be something I'd have to kind of learn. But just like I said, these small effects, like the glowing stones, the blue, like the light that radiates off the side, the torches over in the corner, this floating flame here, dynamic lighting, super nice. Lighting in the hallway, this little cauldron or looking fire right here. Oh, what's in here if we go in here? You can zoom in really far. Oh, I didn't even notice it. That's cool. You have this skeleton that's standing over top of this dead body here, kind of menacingly with a torch in his hand. You can just go all through this like if it was, like you're actually crawling through a dungeon. This looks like some sort of trap here maybe that was set. Little pool of lava per se. Is that a button or like a crystalline gem or something? I don't know. But yeah, it looks great. And you can zoom out, rotate, turn, pull in. What else we got? Let's go to another one. Let's do the tavern. Gotta do a tavern. Because every good campaign that's cliche starts in a tavern. This is cool. This is definitely a smaller map size. However, you can tell that he built it up, even with the walls on the side, and makes it look, just more three-dimensional and immersive. You have the top, oops, zooming too far. We have this top kind of layer of the tavern over here. Even the candles that are burning, the little interactables on the table, the fireplace, the barkeep, the drinks. This is, guys, oh my god, I love this. Down to the bottom, we've got, looks like the cellar over here with different kegs of sorts. Oops, zoomed in too much. The detail that you can put into this is great. I'm in love thoroughly. So let's back out. Let's make our own map. So you can actually make your own blank canvas. You don't have to start with one of the predetermined maps. So if I want to go to map controller and hit plus and add a new map, I can actually do a blank map. So we're going to click that. We're going to name this, I don't know, just something. Over here, you have the rough size guide. So there's 3630, 50, 10, 50, 80, 12, 80. So small, medium, large. Let's do a start small because I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to go by that example and do a 3630. Create map. And here we go. That looks pretty big, but then again, like I said, I'm not used to how the sizes work and how they look, but looks good to me. I don't know how much of a good job I'm going to do here, but let's see what I can make here in the next few minutes. So enjoy the little time lapse of me messing around and seeing what I can do. I imagine with more practice will come more perfection and just more beautiful maps. So let's see what I can do real quick. All right, everybody, so here we go. The map that I just made. It took me a little bit, maybe like 15-ish minutes or so. This is the first time I've actually really gotten into messing with the program and making something for myself. It's not perfect, however, for the first time doing anything like this, I think it's really cool. I mean, you can see the smoke over here moving. You have the campfire. You have a little, group of adventurers over here with some ale in their hand, if you didn't see it earlier. So, like, there they are with some ale in the hands. Two little buildings over here, a small tent. I got a guy sleeping in this little tavern. You got things like grass. Obviously, I didn't do it perfect because there's some grass that is floating over here. But it's all new. It's a big learning experience. For example, I got some stuff that I messed up on. But with some practice and some commitment, I'm telling you, like, this is a really cool program to have. I'm really excited to get, started just delving into it and learning more and making some really cool scenery and maps for my players to use. You guys might see some of this in our future upcoming streams for Secrets of Aal'Teron, or maybe even some one-shots if we can get some people on board and involved that they want to kind of start getting into maybe playing a few games this way. If we can get a system down, I think it'd be really cool, be really interactive, and a new way to kind of show off some of our D&D campaigns. But yeah, everybody, here we go. This is just a nice little showcase. It didn't take me too long. If I had more time for a video, I'd probably take a lot more time to work on this, but I just kind of wanted to showcase what you could really do just kind of messing around. I mean, it's fantastic. I love it, everybody. This is great. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching this video over here on the Cantorcast. Again, I'm Brandon the DM, and make sure that you like and subscribe, and also check out our pre-launch page for our new Kickstarter coming up, Benji's Guide to Rantuki Island, that goes live on February 18th. We're super excited to bring Rantuki Island to life in everybody's hands so you can run some island adventures for your friends. So, we'll see you in the Discord, we'll talk to you later, and have a good day.